Hi everyone, it's Joe here. Thanks for visiting my channel and subscribing. If you like my videos, would ask you please subscribe, support this channel. I do post a variety of different topics, but mainly surrounding health, nutrition, sometimes politics here and there, issues around the world and in society and the social life. And I also talk about spiritual experiences that I've encountered in my life, specifically more in terms of Christianity, but overall talking about a variety of different topics, religion, spirituality here and there, spiritual experiences, and but geared more towards finding the truth in life, finding the truth about things. So today I wanted to go over with you how I brew my coffee during the day. I'm a heavy coffee drinker. I have to admit, many people believe or proclaim that coffee is not really good for you. It keeps you alert, causes insomnia, may make you feel drowsy, causes stress on the adrenal glands. But from my experience for drinking coffee, well, now I'm turning 35, and started drinking coffee when I was about 18. So we're talking about well over 15 years, 17 years now drinking coffee. And we don't look at the aspect of how the bean is cultivated in a non-organic coffee. When we're looking at coffee beans, we need to be more looking at how is it sourced, what is the kind of soil that these coffee beans are being grown in, and we also have to look at the processing involved. If it is a natural processing, or is it a chemical processing involved to extract the coffee bean from the coffee bean from its case. Now we also have to look at is there any pesticides, herbicides being applied to the coffee, or to the coffee processing in the mechanism of processing the coffee beans. And as well, another thing is additives. So anytime you're dealing with ground coffee in packages, there's a high possibility that there could be twigs, there could be other types of vegetation being ground with the coffee, just as sort of like so-called fillers. And furthermore, we have to look at flavorings, any artificial flavorings, chemicals, preservative that's being added to keep the coffee fresh. I know for a fact, when I used to have a restaurant, we used to order coffee, and the coffee was coming in packages, ground coffee. And I asked, how is this coffee, is there any gases being sprayed into the coffee? And they mentioned to me that the coffee was being, the gas that you see when you open the coffee packet, that's nitrogen gas. Maybe there's something else in there to keep the coffee more fresh, but from what I know is that the gas that comes out from the coffee packet when you open it, it's nitrogen gas, N2 gas, that's being used to act as a preservative. Anyways, the coffee that I use, I get it from Costco for a very good price. It's called the Zavita Organica, and it's premium whole bean coffee, USDA organic, also Canadian certified organic. It's a Rainforest Alliance certified 100%, and I believe it's fair trade as well. So the certified organic by QAI organic coffee is grown without the use of non-organic synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or chemical fertilizers on special isolated farms, committed to using sustainable agricultural techniques. So this coffee is more like a medium roast, medium to dark roast. I really enjoy it because the flavor, the freshness that comes out when you open the bag, it's very fresh. Another thing to look out for is sometimes coffees are sort of roasted in oil. This coffee, I'm not going to say that's not shiny, it is, but definitely, it's not as oily as some other coffees. But the coffee, again, it's not too strong. It's more of a medium to dark roast. I grind it here. I have a Starbucks, a very old grinder. My sister gave this to me, I think 15 years ago now. But this grinder, is made by, I guess it was sold by Starbucks. It's a barista grinder. So I grind on demand. So as you can see, I can just grind some coffee here. I already have pre-ground coffee that I've done earlier. Just the grinder. And okay, so the light went out now. I guess I'm gonna shut that for now. Okay, so the light is off. Hopefully you guys can see me. It's a little bit dark here now. I'm in the dark. All right. Anyways, we can look at. Okay, here's good. So we can look at now the coffee ground. It's here. And I usually put 1 level scoop of organic coffee. Is 1 level scoop for the coffee. I grind it. I don't make it too fine and I don't make it too coarse. Sort of in between. I try to eyeball it because this here is not like a setting on the grinder. It's like you have to. The more you press on the button, the more it's gonna make it more fine. But I try to keep it as a medium. Not too fine, and I add 1 level scoop. Again, this scoop I got it from Starbucks, and I think it was about $7 at that time. They may still sell it with the same price. I'm not too sure, but I find this scoop gives you the best measurement because coffee is very sensitive. If you're gonna use a different amount of coffee every time and different amounts of water every time, you're not going to get a consistent taste in the coffee after it's being brewed. And I noticed that it's a quite noticeable difference when you don't have a leveled scoop. And I find that this 1 scoop with exactly 1 cup of water, which I have here, 1 cup of reverse osmosis, or you could use distilled water. I wouldn't recommend tap water. And after years of experience knowing that tap water has a variety of minerals and many other contaminants that could be possibly there in low ppm, ppb levels. For some odd reason, coffee never tastes good with tap water. It doesn't. And no matter which coffee machine you use, it's not going to taste good. The best way to brew a good cup of coffee in the morning is to use, okay, we have the flickering light again. Okay, now the light's back on. Decided to turn back on. And we have a level cup of reverse osmosis I have here in the house, and I'll add it to my coffee machine. Again, this is it's not a really professional coffee machine. It is not the $20 coffee machine, and it's not a $200 coffee machine. This coffee machine cost about $80 at that time, like a few years back. It has a metal mesh. I haven't used the metal mesh. I prefer, for today's brew, I didn't use the metal mesh. I do prefer using the metal mesh. It makes my coffee more rich and more tasty, but at the same time, you're going to get some residual coffee grains coming into your cup. Now, if you're okay with that, then great. I don't mind it. I like that extra grind, like light grinds that are present. It gives it a richer taste in the coffee, and at the same time, I find that helps my digestion. As you know, in my previous videos, I am a candida sufferer for at least for the past 5 years now, and I've been self-remedying myself because, again, candida, as you probably know, it's not being addressed at all technically in the conventional medical world, other than diflucan and maybe other antifungal agents, which candida develops resistance readily on those, and it seemed like it's treated as if it's a nothing, or it doesn't cause anything to alarm, but it is. It is a very dangerous scenario when you have chronic candidiasis engulfing your body over a long period of time. It can cause many different symptoms and many different issues, and on the long term can cause death. But you can treat this condition, and everyone is prone to it with our North American lifestyle being so heavily involved into the chemical world and synthetic chemicals and air pollutants and food pollutants and water pollutants. So Aside from that, let's just continue looking at the coffee. And again, I'm not really too keen or fan of these filters. My wife, she doesn't believe me or trust me that these filters may, the way that they're being processed and the possible chemicals that are there from dioxins and whatnot. I have used the filter here, and I'm not trying to promote that these filters are like killing you, but I would definitely try to avoid them for consistent use on a daily basis, because again, hot water is filtering through your coffee. It's taking everything from the coffee. Well, majority of the abstraction or the effluent coming from the coffee is going to your cup. So whatever is in here is also possibly, or to maybe a small amount, is going into your cup as well. So anyways, I put a level scoop. I usually put a level scoop, but I like it a little bit more rich. So I'll put like maybe a tad bit more. And I already added my water, and I'm going to turn on my coffee machine and let that brew. So my coffee machine here, it's rinsed, and we'll let that brew. And I'll give you a quick insight of what the coffee looks like right after it's brewed. So stay there for a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. Coffee's done brewing, and I have it here. Perfect cup of coffee for one person. And again, you can modulate if you wanted to add for 2 or 3 people. Per scoop you add 1 cup of distilled or reverse osmosis water, and you'll get a very nice tasting coffee. You can also modify your coffee in a way, so I'm just going to show you me pouring the coffee here. Okay, so you can notice also from the coffee itself, there's a rich and boldness to it. It's not too dark, and as well, it's not too light, or in terms of like diluted. Sometimes if the coffee filter or the coffee has not been modulated in a way where the amount of coffee that you've added is too little, you'll notice right away as you pour the cup of coffee in the coffee into your cup, you'll notice that it has like a very hazy or light brownish, almost translucent vision or visual, and it's almost like a see-through. So in this case, you're not going to get a bold or even like a medium type kind of coffee. It's going to be very, very faint and very weak. As well, you don't want the coffee to be like pitch black, and you can notice right away when it's just like black and there's no brown. Like you can notice. I'll show you in a second, but if it's too dark and like you can't see anything at all, like it's just like black, you're gonna get a very, very intense kind of coffee, and it might be very bitter. It might not be a very good quality, more of a robust, as opposed to being like an Arabica bean or a higher quality coffee bean. Another thing to look out for is that you want to see like if you notice in this cup here, there is I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's going to be overall like dark black, but on the sides, on the rim, there's like a brown rim. And this is something that you want to look out for, because that will tell you that the coffee is very good. It's a good kind of coffee. It's going to taste good. You're going to enjoy it. So there's some characteristics that you can look out for just by the visual of the coffee. Another thing, you want to pair your coffee with something sweet, if you like, or something tasty. Now, in terms of sweetness, you want to try to avoid anything like processed chocolates, pastries, cakes. You want to try to, I know your body's probably asking for it or asking for those things, but we want to try to avoid those things and look for something more nutrient dense, more nutritious, something that's going to make you feel good, make you feel energetic, and also complement your coffee. And there's nothing better than a good amount or quality of nuts and raisins. I have gooseberries. These are all from the local market, certified organic, Rainforest Alliance as well. But I have here pumpkin seeds. I have sunflower. We have cashews, raw cashews, almonds, and as well they have a variety of like sultana raisins. There we have as well gooseberry somewhere around here. They're not in larger quantities here. The gooseberry very like sort of sour with a very slight hint of sweetness, but it's more sour. I enjoy it. You know, you're getting a lot of vitamin C, a lot of potassium, a lot of also micro and macronutrients, some protein as well. You have walnuts, you have the pumpkin seeds, very good for fighting if you have an issue with parasites or parasitic infection on the chronic term. Pumpkin seeds are well documented in the science field now for its anti-parasitic properties, especially on nematodes and worms. So you don't want to overdo it. It's going to be a little bit hefty on your waist, but maybe not really on your waist, but maybe more on your pocket. So, but really, health. There is no cost for your health. If you can pay for better quality, cleaner foods now, it's better than waiting on long term where you get to these major chronic diseases such as Alzheimer's, rheumatoid arthritis, Parkinson's disease, so many different types of ailments, dementia, depression. Many of these things can be resolved on the long term from the consuming, on a daily quantity of your nuts. If you can take a handful of these a day, you're going to start seeing noticeable differences, not right away, not like within 24 hours, but that's also there, but more on the longer term, on a 1 week, on a 2 week basis. Now, some people, they also enjoy adding, they can't tolerate the coffee because of its bitterness. And I've substituted my coffee with 100% pure maple syrup. I know I've been sort of mentioned that this here has, it's in plastic, there's a clear glass bottle, so not sure if we can, on the next run we'll get the clear glass bottle, but I use this maple syrup. I find that I don't feel too dizzy or too hypertensed when I consume maple syrup. I feel that it does moderate my sugar levels and keeps me stable. I don't feel shaky at all. I feel more normal when I consume with maple syrup. I don't really enjoy my coffee. I got used to not drinking my coffee with sugar. It's been like years now, but I do every now and then. I can, if I feel like a little bit of sugar, I'll add a drop of sugar or a drop of maple syrup. And so thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you enjoy this channel. Support this channel, please. I thank you all for supporting this channel. And I'll be posting more videos again and keeping you up to date and being with you more on a personal level. And enjoy. If you ever would like to purchase this coffee, again, you can get it from Costco or from other locations as well. Okay, the light's out again. But I thank you again for watching, and take care. Bye, guys. Thank you.